संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaaya te namaha. My salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, who descended on this earth to establish the Dharma and who is the embodiment of all the world religions and who is the best among the incarnations. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today already 4 classes we had, or 4 weeks we had a discussions on Om Hrim Ritam. This is one of the wonderful prayer which is composed by Swami Vivekananda based on Dvadasha mantra. Dvadasha means 12 letters, 12. Mantra is what? It is revealed. It is not a poem which is composed, but it is a mantra. It is a sacred formula which was revealed to Swami Vivekananda, who is known as greatest Rishi, the spiritual scientist. What is the 12 alphabets, 12 syllable mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. So what does Om signifies? We saw in the last classes. Om means, which signifies the Sachidananda, that is the Supreme Self. Hrim represents the Shakti, the power of the Brahman. Ṛtaṁ is the cosmic order on which the whole entire universe is running and is also manifested as this cosmic moral order which is called Ṛtaṁ. Then tvamacala is acala, immutable. He doesn't undergo any change. The matter and energy, it keeps on getting changed. But in his case, it is not so, because he is the subject, never the object. Guṇajid, he is conqueror of the gunas. We are at the mercy of the gunas. How much ever I would like to meditate, I am not able to. Mind is restless. I am feeling drowsy. I am feeling sleepy. I am feeling restless, whatnot. Guṇajid, and is the substratum of all the gunas. For every existence is the substratum. So the one syllable Om signifies or explains the entire creation and the God with form and without form, or is Nirakara and Saguna Rupa. Now the second letter, Om Namo, Na. What does this Na symbolizes? Or what is the Na? He explains. According to Swami Vivekananda, the second syllable Na explains naktaṁ divaṁ, naktaṁ and divaṁ, day in and day out. Bahu-kṛtaṁ, I have done lot of sins. I have lot of evils I have done. Bhaje, yato'haṁ, and I am not, naktaṁ divaṁ sakaruṇaṁ. You are the embodiment of the compassion. He is not only mercy, is with full of compassion. Naktaṁ divaṁ sakaruṇaṁ tava pāda-padmam. Tava pāda-padmam. If I take refuge at your lotus feet, you are the right person where I can take refuge. And I mean, the next 2 lines also we have to add, then only it comes. Then the third syllable, Ma, Mo, what happens? Mohaṅ-kaṣaṁ means your name has got a capacity which destroys, which removes all delusion. Moha means delusion, ignorance. Mohaṅ-kaṣaṁ means removal. Your name removes the delusion. Bahu-kṛtaṁ na bhaje yato'haṁ. I was supposed to remember you all the time, as much as possible, but I am not doing it. Then what shall I do? So, tasmāt, therefore, tvameva śaraṇaṁ. You are the sole refugee, so I shall take refuge at your holy lotus feet. Mama dīna-bandho. You are my Lord. Lord of the lovely, Lord of the common people. So it is the great mantra, it is the greatest the poem on the self-surrender. Why should we surrender at the feet of the Lord? If you ask, Swami Vivekananda is giving so many examples and so many reasons. First he said, you are the supreme self. That's why you are the right person where I can take refuge at your lotus feet. The first and philosophical angle he spoke. Now, from the second line, he is trying to explain from the day-to-day problem, that is from the spiritual aspirant's problem. Naktaṁ divaṁ sakaruṇaṁ. Your karuna, your compassion, your mercy is not limited for only given time. What happens in human beings? Like for an example, one of my friend, both of us were very good friends for quite a good amount of time, maybe 2 or 3 years. Because of communication gap or because of some misunderstanding, then our relationship broke. Then we don't see each other. We don't like each other. We hate each other. And not only that, we always try to pull each other. So at some point of time, okay, some point of time, it may not be okay. That's what we see in human relationships. But in Sri Ramakrishna's case, it is not so. At all times is compassion. Only at given point of time, only maybe in day, or only mid-afternoon, or only evening, or only night, or only in autumn, or only in summer, no, or only for 1 year. Because if you see astrology and all, oh, this time your Saturn is in a good place. So he is very, in a profitable position. So there is no problem and everything will be fine. And after 2 years or 3 years or after some time, you say, oh, Saturn has shifted to his place. Now he's not in a good place. So he will have a problems. I'm not undermining. It has its own value, no doubt. But what I mean to say here, sakaruṇaṁ, naktaṁ divaṁ sakaruṇaṁ, you are the compassionate at all given point of time, not only in a particular time. Tava pāda-padmam. And your feet is the only right refuge one can take. Why? If I believe in a particularly, for example, a millionaire, he was helping me for a given point of time. After some reason, his mind got changed and he stopped helping. He stopped supporting me. This is all our experience, day-to-day experience. Whereas once you take refuge at the feet of the Lord, he doesn't waver. You may leave him, you may forget him, but he will not. That is the greatness. Then we will just take some examples, then we will be able to understand. So day and night we are supposed to remember. The more and more we remember what happens, we get purification of the mind. His grace flows. His grace is ever flowing, no doubt, but we are not able to receive it. Why? Because of our ignorance, because of our evil actions, and because of our ego, unripened ego, and whatnot. But when we remember the God, when we repeat the Lord's name, when we meditate on him time and again, as much as possible in day in and day out, what happens? Our body, mind, everything gets purified so that we will be able to receive the God's grace and we can get uplifted. How his grace comes? Mohaṅ-kaṣaṁ. His name destroys the moha, that is the delusion. As we all know that, whoever has heard my Tattva-bodha or Drugdrishya Viveka, Aparokshanubhuti classes, we all know that because of the ignorance, because of the delusion, we are taking again and again birth. Because we are thinking non-self as the self, anatman as atman, that's why we are suffering. Ignorance is the root cause for all our suffering. Once the ignorance is removed, delusion is removed, moha is removed, then when the ignorance is removed, that means what? I will experience my real nature, inherent nature, that is self or divine or atman. Then what happens? Then no more suffering and no more birth and death, no more this bondage also. So by God's grace, this moha will be removed. His name is the capable of removing the moha, delusion, ignorance, which can be said evil, sin, etc., etc. And naktaṁ divaṁ, the more and more, day in and day out. Of course, we have got family responsibilities, we have got domestic life, we have got professional life. We have to do all that, no doubt. But as much as possible, sincerely, if we can remember the God, if we can repeat his name, then what happens? We get his grace and we get purified and we will be liberated. Now the question may come, oh Swamiji, because someone praises me, I will be happy, then I will be favorable to him or her. So God is also expecting same thing like this? No. Whether you remember him or not, God is not perturbed. Whether you praise him or blame him, God is not perturbed. Then why should I remember him then? He can grace himself, isn't it? Yeah, he can do, but I will not be a fit person to receive his grace. So by repeating his name time and again, what happens? I will become the fittest instrument to receive his ever-flowing divine grace. And moreover, Tantra Shastras say, Nama and Nami Abhed. There is no difference between the person and the name of a person. Now, when you say Sri Ramakrishna is the Supreme Self, Paramatman, he has got so much power. There is no limit. All that power is embedded in this formula called in the Ramakrishna name or in the name Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. So by repeating the Lord's name, any name of the Lord, by repeating time and again, what happens? You are tapping into that cosmic energy. Slowly, slowly, you will be deriving that cosmic energy so that your manifestation of the divinity gets increased. The evil or the wrong tendencies, the impurities of the mind, intellect, emotions gets reduced, then you'll be able to receive the divine grace more and more, and you'll be able to manifest the divinity more and more. That's why. Now, God's grace doesn't mean miracles only. Oh, God touched him, then sudden revelation happened. Suddenly problems got dissolved, or he got talk, or his diseases got cured. So these type of external miracles we expect generally. That's okay, but that is not the only grace. The grace can come in different ways actually. For example, getting a holy company or staying in a good company is also a divine grace. And the atmosphere is so conducive to me, I can practice my devotional practices. I can continue my spiritual practices. If that is the case, that is also the divine grace. Now, for an example, the author of Gospel of Ramakrishna, Mahendranath Gupta, that is Master Mahashay, his wife, she was grief-stricken because she lost her son. So imagine a mother loses her son, how she will be grief-stricken. She was so much depressed and she was so much grief-stricken, she thought of ending her life. She was thinking that what is the use of staying here in this world empirical universe? Let me end my life. So Master Mahashaya, as being a father, he also had some pain and sorrow, never mind, but he was able to control his emotions. But unfortunately, the young lady, she was unable to. Master Mahashaya's husband, he tried to console her, tried to do some counseling, but it was of no avail. Then finally, Mahendranath Gupta took his wife to Sri Ramakrishna and he explained the problem. Sri Ramakrishna spoke with her. Sri Ramakrishna consoled her. And Sri Ramakrishna's grace fell upon her. Then what happened? Slowly, in no time, her grief got reduced or got nil, and she continued her life like earlier. So God's grace can come in different way. Now I'm in problem. I prayed to God, but God didn't come and help me. Never mind. But God created a favorable circumstance, favorable situations. Or if not, God may give us power, self-confidence. God may give us a right understanding of the problem and how it can be solved. So God's grace can come in different ways. So we don't know how it comes. So it is better depend on him, surrender him, and take his name and keep on marching in the life. So mohaṅ-kaṣaṁ, destroyer of the moha. And similarly, we can see in the Buddha's life, a young lady, she lost her son again with a small, just it was a child, baby. So with the dead body of the baby, she came in front of Buddha, placed the dead body of the baby in front of the Buddha and said, "Oh, dear Buddha, I have heard that you are a God. You are a great person. So please give the life to this baby so that let me live happily. This baby was my whole and soul of my life." Now, Buddha didn't give sermon. Buddha didn't tell that everyone has to die one day and whatever. And he might have powers. He didn't even give the life. Instead of that, he just asked her, "Can you bring the mustard seed so that I can give the life to your son?" She said, "Oh, immediately I will go to nearby village and I will get the mustard seed." Now T&C apply, terms and conditions apply. This we forget always. Buddha said, "Look, there's one condition. You have to bring the mustard seed from a house in the village or wherever. In that house, there should be no death at all at any given point of time. Not even 1 week before, or 6 months, or 1 year, or 10 years, or 20 years. Because her mind was clouded with that pain or sorrow, she didn't think about it. Whether is it possible or not. Oh, is it so? In some house it will be available. She thought and she ran, because if I get a mustard seed from the house where there was no death at all, then my son will come into life. She went and she approached first. She knocked at the door. Then the lady came. What do you want, my dear? I want mustard seeds. Oh, that's all okay. I will bring and I will give you. Wait, there's a condition that there should not be death in your house. Oh, my dear, sorry. Just few weeks before we had a death. Oh, sorry. She continued, second house, third house, fourth house, 10th house, 15th house, 20th house, 50 houses she covered in that village. And in every house, at some given point of time, there was a death. By the time she finished 50 houses, she understood the reality that death is inevitable. Whoever takes birth, he or she has to die. So my son, okay, in the very early age, the baby has done, my son has died, but everyone has to die at some point of time. So her illusion got removed from this, and she came back. She paid her respects to Buddha. She took the corpse of the baby and she went back quietly, and she buried the body of the baby, and she went and she started her life. See, there was no miracle there, but the wrong understanding or the delusion got removed. This is what God's grace. So we don't know how God's grace prevails on us. Only we should be ready. If we understand it is better, no doubt. But by taking the Lord's name, time and again, what happens? God's grace prevails on us. We become the fittest instrument to receive the divine grace, so that the delusion is removed. Then mohaṅ-kaṣaṁ, we have seen. Sakaruṇaṁ is with full of compassion. Why should we remember naktaṁ divaṁ? Why should we remember time and again? Because he is full of compassion. Mercy and compassion, there are two different things. In mercy, sometimes I feel that I'm superior and the person whom I'm helping, he may be inferior. But in the compassion, it is not so. The tinge of ego is not there. So it's full of compassion. His compassion, Sri Ramakrishna's compassion, doesn't have any boundaries at all. There is no country, there is no religion, there is no ethnicity. Everyone, can get the divine, his grace. And it is the, common phenomena you find in every prophet and in every incarnation. Nistarini Ghosh, she was a devotee. She is a devotee, of course. She used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. Once, when she came to Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna said, "Look, these cats, the family, the mother cat and 2 or 3 kittens were there. This whole cat family have taken the shelter at my feet. They came and they took shelter at my feet. Imagine. So now it is up to me to take care of this, to protect and to take care of this cat and its family. For 2-3 days, I am able to, but afterwards I am not, because my mind is always in a different state. So and I can't give milk every day all the time, because my, income is limited. So will you mind to take this cat family, cat and kittens, and will you mind to take care of them? Nistani Ghosh nodded his head, and she said, okay, I will take care of the family, cat and its kitten. But Sri Ramakrishna said, the word of caution, because they have taken surrender at my feet, they should not be any mistake, so that they will land into problem or danger. Will you promise me? Nistani Ghosh said, yes, master. And finally, cat and kittens were handed over to Nistani Ghosh, and the cat and kittens were taken care by the devotee Nistani Ghosh. See, sakaruṇaṁ. Even Sri Ramakrishna showed his mercy on even the cats and kittens. Similar way, once in Ganges, he was giving arghya, he was offering the water to sun god or mother. Then when he took the water, the fish came. Because he said, look, you have taken surrender at me, you will be spared and nothing will happen to you. Don't worry, saying that Sri Ramakrishna left the fish into the water again. So these are small incidents, but we can understand very clearly, if you take surrender at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, how you are well protected. Now, when we take surrender at the feet of the human beings, he may be a great personality, he may be a VIP, he may be a political person, or he may be a guard, or that is police. They can give a lot of protection for us, but it is all time bound. But whereas Sri Ramakrishna's protection, our Lord's protection, is there is no time bound, there is no limit. That's why sakaruṇaṁ. That's why God is called Achyuta. Achyuta means what? There is no chuti. There is no divide of it. Once you pray to him, once you, God start like him because of your spiritual practice or because of your sadhana or whatnot. If God once holds your hand, you may forget him, you may quarrel him, you may abuse him, you may try to leave your hand from his clutches, but God will never allow you to slip away. God will protect you. That is the greatness. So sakaruṇaṁ, tava pāda-padmam, your holy feet is the worthy where one can take surrender. And for that, what we should do? Naktaṁ divaṁ, day in and day out, as much as possible, we should keep on remembering. By repeating the Lord's name, by praising his glories, by following his teachings, and by leading a righteous life, gentle life, by helping others, by manifesting the divinity more and more. All these things includes. It is not only repeating the Lord's name. It is a one thing, but all these things which are conducive to manifest the divinity, or which is conducive to get the divine grace, or which is conducive to spiritual life, all these things includes. But all these things are there. By taking Lord's name, simply one can get everything, because it is like Kalpataru. Of course, Kalpataru Day is coming January 1st. Just few days, 3 weeks is left out. It is a wish fulfilling. Lord's name is a wish fulfilling. Everything is possible to get from that. But what happened? Na bhaje yato'haṁ. These are all these things are true. These are all facts, whatever we are discussed now. But na bhaje yataha aham na bhaje. I am not thinking you as much as possible. I am not remembering you. I am not meditating on you. Instead of that, I am doing worldly thinking. I am spending time for unnecessary things. I am wasting my time for unnecessary things. Tasmāt tvameva śaraṇaṁ mama dīna-bandho. So I take refuge at your feet. Why? I am incapable of all these things. For example, when you take surrender at the feet of the Lord, what happens? There's a beautiful story of Upendra. A young chap used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. He used to bring sweets and all, little sweets, but Sri Ramakrishna never used to take it. because she used to know what is his intention. He used to feel bad once this Upendra approached a senior devotee and said, look, Sri Ramakrishna is not accepting my offerings. Will you mind to ask why? Then he asked on behalf of Upendra. Sri Ramakrishna said, look, he has got some inferior motives. He wants some money and etc. So his motives are not very clear. That's the reason I am not accepting his offerings. Then his devotee said, Sri Ramakrishna, that you are the wish fulfilling for everyone. He wants to be a wealthy person. What is the wrong in it? And why don't you give him whatever he wants? He's not asking to take away someone's life, isn't it? Sri Ramakrishna laughed at it and said, okay, all right. Let me fulfill his wish. The next time when Upendra brought sweets, he took a small piece of sweet. By that alone, Upendra became one of the millionaire or one of the billionaire. This is what when you take surrender at the feet of the Lord, when Lord pleases you, in any way you try to please him, then if his grace falls on you, then what happens? If you want material comforts or you want spiritual progress, both are attainable. Even for example, apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, who was the second president of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission, Mahapurush Maharaj, that is Swami Shivananji, he says that, by the infinite grace of Sri Ramakrishna, I was born as Jiva Koti, now I have attained Ishvara Koti status. Jiva Kotis as individual beings, ordinary mortals. Ishvara Kotis are the people who are special people. What do we mean by that? They are already realized people. They have attained the perfection. They have nothing to achieve actually. And though they have realized people, but still they exist there. They maintain their individualities. They're complete people, spiritually advanced people. They only come to earth, they only descend on the earth when the incarnations come. Why? To help the work of the incarnations. Now, 5 or 6 people were there among the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, 5 and 1 householder disciple. So these 6 people were Ishvara Kotis who descended on the earth to help Sri Ramakrishna's avatara karya. So they don't need anything actually. They're complete, but just they come to earth to help the incarnations. Such a great people. Now, Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivanji says, by the Guru's grace, by Sri Ramakrishna's grace, I was Jiva Koti, now I attained Ishvara Koti. Means I have attained the perfection, and if need be, when the God comes again, when he incarnates again, I may come to help him, to help his Leela Karya, divine sport. So these are all very mystical and very subtle to understand for us probably. But you see, by the Guru's grace, what happens? If you believe in his lotus feet, if you surrender, what happens? It is a wonderful example. Then tasmāt tvameva śaraṇaṁ, therefore I am taking refuge at your feet. Mama dīna-bandho, you are my Lord of the lowly. If I am a celebrity, for an example, wherever I go, people come and they would like to shake hands, they would like to take a photo and etc. And if I need some help, maybe a cup of water, I want some food or something, people are ready on their toes to help me. Maybe I'm an officer or maybe a politician or any famous person or a millionaire or whatnot. People are ready to help. So if I'm a common person, less people will be ready to help. Now I'm a beggar. I'm a penniless man. I don't have any much qualities. I don't have any, capability to do something. Then I will be people are least bothered about me. That fellow is useless fellow. He's good for nothing. So I may not get help. I may have to struggle for even small help, isn't it? That type of people are dīna, oppressed, stressed people, poor people, whatnot. So, but he is bandhu. Even he is the relative, he is the close person for such people. Just an example. There is, in the olden days, next to Dakshineshwar, the area was called Kosalpura. That is the extension name, the area name. In those days, when Sri Ramakrishna used to live in the 19th century, that area was was with full of dacoits, robbers. So before sunset, people used to cross that area. So after sunset, people never used to cross that area. If anyone crosses by mistake, they were caught and they were looted. Whatever money, gold, whatever is there, everything they used to loot. Not only that, most of the time they were tormented and they were killed also. So it was a very dangerous area. Sri Ramakrishna once, he had been to Calcutta from Dakshineshwar for a devotee's house to give a spiritual discourse or to have a spiritual gathering. After finishing, then he is returning to Dakshineshwar. It was a late evening, and that was a full, no moon day, Amavasya. It was dark night. The horse carriage person, the rider, he was fearful because he's entering the Kosalpura. But what to do, because for his bread and butter, he had to come now. So he's coming, but he's feeling fearful. But Sri Ramakrishna is unaware of all these things. He's sitting with his nephew called Hrudaya. When they entered Kosalpura, just they have come little, immediately one very, strong and rough, rude voice. Hey, who is there? Stop. Then this rider of the horse carriage thought, okay, my day is last day. Oh God, please save me if you exist. He started praying. His body is becoming cold. Why? Because he knows that now robber is coming and they may spare his life or may not. Then Hrudaya was unaware of this. He came out and, hey, who is that? Who is that? Like that, he started shouting. And suddenly someone kept a big sword-like knife on next to his head, and he said, now you ask me what you want. Then Hrudaya, you can very well imagine, Hrudaya's whole body became cool, numb, and he became speechless, and he started shivering out of fear. Then Sri Ramakrishna just came out of the tanga, the horse carriage, and said, who are you? What do you want? Then by the time 3 or 4 or few people had come, the whole gang, and they said, whatever money you have got, you guys, everything you should give, otherwise we will not spare your life. Sri Ramakrishna, in a very innocent way, in his innocence, simplicity, said, look, my dear, we have got 2 rupees 25 paisa. That is to be paid the rent for this horse carriage. Except that we don't have anything. Oh, then the robber said, oh, this is a routine dialogue. Everyone says like this. So if you want your life, please give us whatever you have got. Otherwise, we are not sparing you. We will kill you. Sri Ramakrishna said, no, my dear, I'm telling the truth. You can cross-examine. We don't have much. See, this is the greatness of simplicity and the truth. The leader of that, gangster, he said, look, this time I'm seeing some different person. Somehow I'm feeling different with this guy. Looks like he's genuine and he's right. He's truthful. Then they cross-examined Hrudaya and Sri Ramakrishna. They found out whatever Sri Ramakrishna had said, just 2 rupees 25 paisa with the Hrudaya. They said, see, look, this is what we have got, and that has to be paid to horse carriage. Please spare us. And Sri Ramakrishna said, and he's giving the address, you see. This is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna. I live in Dakshineshwar, in the Bhavatarani Kali temple complex. And if you want, please come. And he's inviting him also, that gangster leader. If you want, please come. I will talk to Mathurnath Vishwas and I will try to arrange so that you will get some money. So the purity, the innocence, and the truthfulness had its value there, had its impact on the gangster's mind. They said, okay, all right, you go. And it was night, you imagine. So Sri Ramakrishna was paid and Hrudaya was paid. Then all of them, they came back. The horse carriage fellow was very happy that his life is spared. Then after a few days, there was a big festival. Then Sri Ramakrishna was walking in that crowd, and he saw the gangsters, the leader and 2 or 3 people, 2 people. Imagine. And this gangster and his 2 friends or 2 robbers, they are in the disguised form. If we see probably in the disguised form, we try to hide ourselves because they're robbers. Again, we may get into some problem. And they're in a disguised form. Even if you know, you try to show that you don't know him, etc. And probably they might not even recognize Sri Ramakrishna because it was late night. But astonishingly, Sri Ramakrishna recognized all the 3. He said, oh, you are the same guys, isn't it? We met on the night. They nodded their head, and Sri Ramakrishna brought all the three to his room, and he asked someone to spread the mat, and he was made them to sit, and he gave sweets, which was offered to sweets and fruits, which was offered to mother. Now, this leader it was very unusual for him. First and foremost, they were in disguised form. Sri Ramakrishna recognized, and he invited to his room, and he spread the mat and is giving fruits and sweets, which is unusual for any robber. So he was very suspicious. Probably he's trying to put a plot so that we will be, caught and will be put under bars, prison. So he was seeing here and there, door, wall, windows, etc. Sri Ramakrishna understood, openly said, "Oh, my dear, never mind. No one comes here. You are safe and need not to fear. Just you have your sweets and fruits, then we will see." But the gangsters were not ready to believe it somehow. Said, all right, we have got our friends. Would like to share with them. So now we will leave, saying that they packed the fruits and sweets and they were about to leave. This is a very astonishing thing for all of us. And Sri Ramakrishna said, wait, that day you said you want money. Now I will try to speak with Mathurnath and I will try to see whether can I arrange some money for you. This is what Sri Ramakrishna is. It is only possible for the incarnation like him, a great personality. Then the robbers and gangs and the leader and the other two friends said, we will come some other day, and they left. After a few months, again he came, and again the same story. Again he left. After some time, he didn't come for a long time. Then one fine day, the leader of that gangster gang group or the robbers group, he came with something in the gunny bag. Sri Ramakrishna started saying that, look, I didn't see you for a long time. I was worried about you. See, Sri Ramakrishna is worried about the thief, actually, robber, interestingly. I don't know what happened to you, why you didn't come, what happened, and all. I was worried. I'm thankful to Mother that finally you have come. How are you, etc. Then this leader said, my dear sir, thank you for your inquiring. I'm doing well. Now I left my job. What is that? Robbery job. And I knew carpentry. I'm continued my carpentry. Now all my whole team has left is wrong, doing whatever is there. And whatever the work they know, they're doing it and they're taking care of their family. All of us, we have left our robbery thing and we are doing our right way of living. And this is a seat, wooden seat. Please accept as a token of gratitude and respect, and you should use for sitting. Sri Ramakrishna was very happy. He accepted and he blessed him. And with the tears, Sri Ramakrishna, the robber, left. So see, this is the greatness of divine grace. Sri Ramakrishna was just mere grace or vision or whatnot. He changed. His mind got changed. His life got changed. Even the sinner can change his life by the divine grace, by the touch of divine, because he's with full of purity, is with full of possibilities, is with full of strength and vigor and whatnot. That's why tava pāda-padmam. Your feet is the soul. I take refuge solely at your feet, because that is the feet. That's the only feet thing which is available in this empirical universe where we can believe, where we can rely upon. That's why tasmāt tvameva śaraṇaṁ mama dīna-bandho. Dīna-bandho, you are the Lord of the lowly. You are Lord of the oppressed, Lord of the suppressed people. You are the Lord of the poor people. Of course, it's also for rich people also. Then bahu-kṛtaṁ. Why I have to take surrender? Because I have done a lot of mistakes. I might have committed a lot of evil actions. I have done a lot of blunders or sins or whatnot. For example, lying, cheating people, jealousy, and breaking promises, thinking others in a lustful eyes or lustful thoughts, then creating unnecessary noises with people and in the family or in the working place, and showing my ego and hurting someone unnecessarily, by thought, by emotions, by words, by actions, or creating troubles for others, whatnot. Like so many n number of examples are there. I said to God that, okay, I will try to remember you every day, but I didn't do it. I decided every day I will meditate, and I took a resolve. I didn't do it. Like this, from such type of things, lot of mistakes we might have done, we would have done. So God, bahu-kṛtaṁ, I have done bahu-kṛtaṁ. I have committed a lot of blunders, lot of mistakes, lot of sin, lot of evil actions. So that's the reason I'm telling you, oh Lord, tasmāt tvameva śaraṇaṁ. So I'm taking refuge at your feet. And there's an interesting story also with this. And by this, with this one verse will finish. Kalipada Ghosh was there, one devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Kalipada Ghosh, once he came to Dakshineshwar from Calcutta, Sri Ramakrishna said, look, I would like to go to Calcutta for some particular purpose. Will you take me in the boat? Kalipada Ghosh said, yes. And both of them are going in the boat. When the boat entered in the Ganges, if whoever has visited Calcutta will be knowing, the width of the Ganges is too big actually. It is maybe few 1,000 meters. It is quite width, it has got a quite width, and it has quite deep also. Even an expert swimmers, it may not be possible to swim across from one bank, one end to other end. It is not that easy. So the boat they are going, now almost the boat has reached the middle of the Ganges river. Kalipada Ghosh, he got up and he held the feet of Sri Ramakrishna and he said, you have to save me, you have to protect me. In the boat, that too when they have entered in the middle part. Now, if you do anything, then he may shake it, and afterwards the whole boat may become upside down. Sri Ramakrishna said, okay, all right, my dear, you take the Lord's name, then your sins will be removed and you will become all right, divine grace will fall upon you. So Sri Ramakrishna gave a spiritual advice, take the Lord's name. But Kalipada Ghosh said, I am a sinner. I have sinned a lot. I have done a lot of evil. I have committed a lot of evil actions. So I'm an evil person. And I don't have a patience. I don't have a concentration. I don't have a right mind to repeat the Lord's name, to take the divine name. So, and I'm a very rough person, very rude person, indisciplined person also. So it is not possible for me to repeat the Lord's name properly, systematically, in a disciplined way, with love and affection, with love. So I am taking refuge at your feet. You are the ocean of the mercy, O Lord. So have a mercy on me. Otherwise, I am not going to leave your feet today. Sri Ramakrishna was in fix in the boat in the middle of the Ganges river. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, all right, my blessings is on you. And then also, he didn't allow Sri Ramakrishna, Kalipada Ghosh, hold Sri Ramakrishna's feet and said, you should promise me. What is that? I have heard in the death when I die, when I go to the different worlds or whatever, I have heard that there will be complete dark and I have to struggle to go further. So what you should do? When I die, when I leave this mortal coil, you should come, and in one hand, you should hold my hand. In one more hand, you should hold a lantern, you should hold a lamp for me, and you should show the path for me. See what type of devotees people will have. I mean, what type of devotees an incarnation has to face. He's telling, you should have a mercy on me, grace on me. Not only that, when I die, you should come. And in one hand, you should hold me. In one hand, you should hold the lantern, the lamp, and you should show me the path to the heaven or to the Vaikuntha or whatever. Sri Ramakrishna laughed and said, all right, let your wish, your desire will be fulfilled. Sri Ramakrishna blessed him and he asked him to get up and he asked him to open his tongue. He put his tongue out and Sri Ramakrishna wrote a mantra on that. And Sri Ramakrishna initiated Kalipada Ghosh in the boat in the middle of the Ganges. Kalipada Ghosh was very happy and he received the infinite grace of Sri Ramakrishna. Of course, his wish or his prayers were answered, were fulfilled by Sri Ramakrishna. Well, when Kalipada Ghosh left his mortal coil. So like this, when we take refuge at the feet of divine, lot of grace, infinite grace, infinite compassion will fall on us. Our life is taken care, either in the materialistic life or in, then what to speak of spiritual life. That's why tasmāt tvameva śaraṇaṁ. Therefore, I am taking refuge at your feet. Tvameva. Tvam is you. Eva is alone. You alone is fit for refuge. So I am tasmāt. Therefore, I am taking refuge at your feet. Mama dīna-bandho. Mama, mine, dīna-bandho. You are the friend of lowly people. You are the friend of the real friend of the depressed people, oppressed people, or the poor people, or evil people, or sinners, or whatnot. I don't have any talents at all. I don't have knowledge. I'm ignorant. I don't have any talents. I don't have money. I don't have any energy. Contrary, I've done all the sins, all the evil actions I have done. But I am taking refuge at you only. You should save me. You are the real savior, and you are the only savior for me. So this is what the mood, or this is what the bhava has been expressed by Swami Vivekananda in the first verse. So this is a Sharanagati Padya. This is a poem on the self-surrender. When we surrender at the feet of the Lord, what happens? Our unripened ego gets converted into ripened ego. Then we open our heart to receive the divine grace, so that we can manifest the divinity more and more. We can express the divinity more and more. We can experience the divinity more and more. We can experience the God's presence more and more. So may Sri Ramakrishna bless us, all of us, more and more, so that we shall experience his divine grace, and we shall manifest the divinity more and more. We shall be near to the God, to the divine, as much as possible early. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Yes, any questions have you got? Okay, difference between Turiya and Turiyatita. Okay, so Turiya is what the fourth state, which is called, okay, like, what do you say? How to explain for you? Turiya means, like, we have got 3 states of existence. One is deep sleep, the other is a dream, the third is a waking state. These are the 3 states of existence. Now there is another state, which is called Turiya state, which is beyond these 3 states. Okay, which is beyond these 3 states, which is called Turiya, which is being explained in the Mandukya Upanishad, with the Mandukya Kalika. Okay, this is what Turiya means. Basically, it is, you can say that you are staying in your own consciousness, in your real nature. That is what called Turiya. That state. So Turiyatita.
It's not a state.
Yes. Turiya. Going beyond that. Turiyatita is there, or Triguṇatita is there? It should be Triguṇatita. Turiyatita, I don't think. It should be Triguṇatita.
This apparently is a 5th state. This is what's said in this scripture. This Turiyam, 5th state.
Turiyatita. Triguṇatita, I know. Going beyond the Trigunas, I know. But I don't know Turiyatita.
It's Vedanta philosophy, so it's not Advaita Vedanta.
Triguṇatita, I know. Turiyatita, I have not heard.
Yeah, I can get the scripture for you, the quote eventually. Not now, but I can for next time.
Yeah, Turiyatita is a state beyond the, going beyond the Turiya even, that is said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to see what does it mean actually. Turiyatita.
Yeah, it's Tamil. Shavaita.
It's in a Ramana Maharshi's thing, is it?
No, it's from that scripture. You see, I said source. It's Siddhanta. It's Tamil Shaivism.
Yeah.
It's a 5th state apparently. I said it's not part of Advaita Vedanta.
Yeah.
I said so. I don't know. That's
Yeah, maybe I have to see it. Maybe Christian probably.
I'll get you, actually, next time I'll get you the actual quote, like, you know what I mean, so you can
Yes, if you give actual quote, then I'll be able to tell you what is, because sometimes it should be contextually also we have to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'll ask just one more question and I'll let you go. Sorry, I know I'm terrible for these things. Am I the willer? So who's the one that wills things? You know,
So,
so someone might say, I'm not the doer, I'm not the thinker, but who is the willer? Who's one that wills? Who's the one that says, I want to stop my mind? Who's the one that decides, do you understand my question?
yes. Now you see, the self or the consciousness, neither it is the doer nor the enjoyer or the experiencer.
Hmm.
Now, who is doing? Who is experiencing that? Now,
Mind.
there is a need of consciousness for all these actions. The presence of consciousness is must, no doubt, but all these actions of thinking, thinking or willing or experiencing, whatever, emotions or whatever, all these things are the part and parcel of the mind. These are all functions of the mind. Like cognition, volition, all these things are part of the mind actually. Mind's action.
So, because I saw from the head of the female monastic for Ramakrishna mission, she showed a diagram and she showed that she said the will is a compound of the self and the body, a compound, which obviously I can't show you now, but this confused me because
so will is the part of the mind. It is a functional part of the mind.
Not part of the atma.
No.
Okay. So the one who wills to seek God, the one who wills to take austerities is the mind. It's not even the self.
Yes. Or you can say it is a reflected consciousness.
Reflected, like
reflected
Shakti.
Consciousness, which is called nothing but a mind. See, the consciousness is, there is a need of reflecting medium for consciousness. The mind is a reflecting medium. So the consciousness reflection is falls on the mind. That's how mind becomes active and it starts working.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is all part of the reflection of the mind or reflecting medium. Yeah.
Understand. Just one more, Swami, just tiny one. Am I the seer, the seeing, or the seen? Because I've scripture. Which one?
You are the seer, not the seen.
Okay, because in the yoga, I can't pronounce it, Vashishta. I get you the quote next time as well. It says you're the seeing, so I don't know. Very confused. Anyway, you've answered it.
Yeah. So you are the drik, seer, never the seen. The seen, that is the object, drishya. Means you are the subject. I am the subject. You are the subject. We are never the object.
What about the seeing, the process? So there's three. There's the seer, the seeing, and the seen.
Seeing, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So you are the seer only. The seen and the seeing, both you are not done. You are never the seen, not even the seeing. You are only the seer.
Right. And is it true this is that we're not even the seer really, because in, let's say, samadhi, there's no seeing or seeing. There's just that.
You see, yeah, again you should not get confused. For example, when you say I am the consciousness, consciousness doesn't tell that beating the drums, oh, I am the consciousness, I am the consciousness, I am the consciousness.
Yes.
Now, because we are in the ignorance, so to discuss and to make clear only we are discussing and we are telling that I am the consciousness, I am the seer and not the seen.
Yeah.
When you establish yourself in the seer, or which is your real nature, there is nothing to tell for you. You are the seer and not the seen.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for an example, when you are in deep sleep, you need not to advertise, you need not to explain, you need not to convince people that you are in the deep sleep. If you tell that, oh, I am in deep sleep, I am in deep sleep, that means you are not in the deep sleep.
I understand.
All these dualities and all these things comes only in this, mind and the world actually. When you go to pure consciousness, nothing is there. Who is the knower, who is the knowing, and who is the known? What is the known there? Nothing. Everything gets dissolved there.
And
It's called beyond mind and speech, or beyond thought and speech.
yeah. And in this samadhi, how does it differ from deep sleep? Like, is the experience different, or is it only that one remembers it? Because I know from when one comes out of samadhi, yeah, go on.
In the deep sleep, what happens? You are not comprehending, or you are not aware of your external world.
Yeah.
Your body and mind is at rest, but yourself, with ignorance, you are lying there. Okay. In samadhi, what happens? Similarly, your body and mind is at rest, and at the same time, you are experiencing your real nature. Your ignorance has been removed. I mean, simple way of explaining in a funny way. Now, before going deep sleep, you were ignorant person.
Yeah.
Okay, you entered to sleep, deep sleep, 5 to 6 years of experience of deep sleep you had, and afterwards you got up, you wake.
Yeah.
You came to waking state. What happened? You got rest, your body mind got refreshed, that's all. But you were ignorant person and you are ignorant person. Now, before entering into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you were ignorant person. Might had intellectual knowledge, but you never had the experience. When you went to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you had the experience of yourself or of your real nature. If you come out from your Nirvikalpa Samadhi, based on that experience, you are aware that you are that self, you are that Brahman or Atman or whatever. Now you are no more ignorant person, you are enlightened person.
This is the crux of my question. Is the only way to tell the difference between if you've been in Nirvikalpa Samadhi
it is one way of a simple way of explaining. Apart from that, yes, in deep sleep, what happens? You are ignorant of yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you are aware of yourself.
Yeah. It's a different experience for sure. Yeah.
Totally different experience.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Swami. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Welcome, Krishna. Okay, then
Thank you, Swamiji.
Chetal, you had any questions?
Not really. I enjoyed the session very much, and I was totally into a different world. I felt I am in Belur Mutt over there, and completely surrendering myself to his lotus feet. So yes, I was feeling that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night, divine dreams.